thank you to everyone for joining us here today. Yeah, I'll be doing an introduction to Meridian Cloud, the SaaS-based version of Meridian. And just a quick overview of our agenda. Got like one slide on overview of Hegerman & Company, which is our company. General overview of Accruent, who develops the Meridian software. Then overview of Meridian Cloud, and that will all be conducted via PowerPoint. Then we'll go into an actual demonstration of the software, and then at the end we'll have time for a Q&A where you can submit your questions through the GoToWebinar question panel. So a little background on Hegerman & Company. We've been around for over 35 years now. Steady ownership and management for the entire life of our company. Offices and staff spread out through the entire country to provide services. And then most importantly, we've been doing data and document management systems like Meridian Cloud for actually about 28 years now. And during that time, we've done well over 1,200 successful customer projects. Probably we maybe double that number by now. And we do support multiple different systems. So we try to work with each particular customer to help them determine which system is right for them. And then because of our size of experience, we do have focus teams for people to specialize in document management for different types of industries and customers, including discrete manufacturing, campus facilities, industrial facilities, along with AEC and EPC firms. And we are the largest Meridian partner in the world. We've been doing it since Meridian first came out, and you can see we have a whole, large depth of staff in terms of project managers, support coordinators, technical staff to do implementations. And we've got, you can see 100 to 200 years total Meridian experience and total document management experience. And I think one of the maybe the most important thing is, the company has all these years of experience. The company has done all of these projects, but most importantly, you can see with one exception, the people who have done those projects are all, since 2009, are still with our company. So anybody that comes to work on your project is going to be highly experienced. And you can see here are some of our customers. I'm not going to go through them. You can see these customers are mainly focused on the campus type facilities and industrial plants spread throughout a variety of industries. Now, Accruent is the company that develops Meridian, and they are focused on providing software and services to help their customers maximize their physical resources in terms of space, equipment, and energy. That's really the focus of their company. And then you can see some of their customers for the Meridian product in specific industries. And it's really, a who's who in a lot of different industries, from, in industrial type plants, also getting into AEC and EPC firms, government, transportation, education, and then more general type campus and facilities. Now, the different Meridian products and platforms. Meridian Enterprise, which some of you may be already running, is the original Meridian product. It's been out on the market since about the year 2001, I believe. And then what we're focusing on in this session is the Meridian Cloud or Cloud Business product, which is the newer cloud or SaaS-based version of Meridian Enterprise, which is a pre-configured and hosted version like all SaaS products are. And then also, since we've got people from a lot of different industries, we can't really focus on it much here, but there is also Meridian Cloud for life sciences for companies who are FDA regulated with some special services and features and capabilities for them. Now, another product under the Meridian umbrella we won't be getting in today is Meridian Portal, which is just specifically for project collaboration with outside parties. It can work either standalone or fully integrated with Meridian Enterprise and Meridian Cloud. So just a small number of bullet points here to really summarize and focus on where Meridian Cloud is targeted. It's really targeted for people who want document management that's focused on facilities and then project work associated with those facilities or infrastructure. And then also need or want the ability to manage, view, and integrate with CAD files. So that's a real, those two are real differentiators in terms of where Meridian Cloud is in the market and the type of application they focus on. And then, of course, do that in a SaaS-based environment. So those three bullets are really kind of a unique combination in the market. And then add on top of that, if you are a pharmaceutical type company, additional features and services in the life sciences, FDA regulated type of industries. Now, from a Meridian basic feature standpoint, I've already hit on some of these. And really the first three bullets are very typical of any document management system. So give you much heightened security and control over your documents, be able to do check in and check out to prevent mistakes and people overwriting each other's work and lost files and those kinds of things. Do automatic revisioning and revision history. Meridian, it's important to note, will manage any type of file. So Meridian will manage general files, which a lot of things do, plus do all the CAD integration. And then also, other kind of standard features you could see: searching, viewing and redlining, fully customizable workflow. So kind of a mix of standard document management features, but then also tailored for people who need to work with and manage CAD files. Now, some of the more elite, what I call elite features of Meridian, which are maybe more unique. The drawing compare, which I'll show in the demonstration, where you can compare two different drawings or two revisions of the same drawing, and it will highlight and show you by color coding what was unchanged, what was added, what was deleted. So that can be, very, very valuable. Then also document asset linking. Because Meridian is focused on kind of the facilities environment, it does give you the ability to link drawings and documents to assets or pieces of equipment, so someone can search and retrieve an equipment record, and then with a click, see all the drawings and documents related to it, which is something that maintenance staffs very much benefit from. Also, besides just normal check-in, check-out, and workflow capabilities, Meridian offers integrated project document management. So you can assign master or released or as-built files to projects and actually do concurrent engineering where you may have the same drawing or document associated with multiple ongoing projects, then route those project documents through their project workflows, all the time being able to track relationships between project documents and their masters or as-builts, automate batch importing and transmittals as associated with projects, and then automate the handover when a project is complete to update your masters or as-builts. And then lastly, if you are in a life sciences environment, the FDA compliance features and validation services. So those are some of the features I think that really makes Meridian stand out. And some of these things we've kind of hit on before. We'll show more of the search view print, which a lot of, especially in an industrial plant environment, may be operating 24/7. So it's critical to have an easy search view print interface. So at 2 o'clock Sunday morning, your maintenance person can find what they need to do in order to make a repair. Then the idea is, Meridian gives you seamless integration between release drawings and documents and project or work in process files, between your office staff and your operations personnel, between your internal staff and your external contractors and engineers, and then between equipment and asset records and related files. Now, also with Meridian, it has full mobile capabilities with Meridian Mobile. Due to time constraints, we won't be demonstrating that, but just want to make sure that everyone is aware that people with mobile devices, whether they are iOS, Android, or Windows 10, they can connect to Meridian Cloud, search and retrieve documents, participate in workflows. So a maintenance person can take a mobile device to the piece of equipment that they need to work on and be able to pull up the drawings and documents there. Now, talking more about SaaS and why we're having more and more companies and customers be interested in that is more and more companies and IT departments are wanting to shift the overhead burden off of their internal staff and data centers and so on to service providers. So here you can see, in a traditional on-premise environment, and then again, Hagerman, where we fit in, we really kind of work and assist in all of these areas. But you can see in the past, Cruin and Hagerman, they just would have provided software support or software technical support, software upgrades. Then you as a customer need to provide and support, the server, operating system hardware, database backend, the data center, system monitoring, IT admin support, backups, do the system upgrades in conjunction with Hagerman, and so on. Where in a SaaS environment, Accruent, Microsoft in their Azure data centers, and then also Hagerman provide all of these services and take that burden off of you so that the engineering document management system administration is really the only thing that's left. And then we at Hagerman help you with that. So that's, I think this graphic does a great job of showing why more and more organizations are wanting to move to SaaS, so that both the services and the pricing associated with it encompasses all of these items. And I don't know how many people here are in IT, but these things, these certifications are always very important to IT in selecting a SaaS provider. Microsoft Azure, they're doing the data center services, and then you can see, the authentications and certifications and uptime guarantees that Meridian Cloud and Accruent do provide. So and you'll see this in the demonstration, when I go into Meridian Cloud in my browser, you can see Portal, which we talked about, Meridian Power, which your document administrators and editors can use in the browser of their choice. Explorer is the search view print user interface. It's just stripped down for those types of users. Meridian Cloud does do a lot of analytics and reporting, and then also you wouldn't launch Meridian Mobile from here, but you can download the Meridian Mobile app. And then also I'll show you the desktop integration. So you've got full integration between like your desktop applications, including Office and AutoCAD, and Meridian Cloud, even though it's hosted on a server in a data center. And then authentication is obviously important. So Meridian Cloud does support a number of different methods for security and user validation, whether those users are internal to your organization or external. And for those who aren't familiar, SAML integration allows you to integrate, for instance, your Active Directory with Meridian Cloud. Yeah, so once again, this kind of 4 main bullets here that I think do a good job of kind of summarizing where Meridian Cloud fits in the market and kind of some of its unique advantages and offerings. So now, if we go over and take a look at Meridian Cloud, so here you can see this is the landing page that I first showed. And so now I'm running Meridian Cloud supports all current browsers. So in Meridian Cloud, your files are organized into folders and subfolders, just like in Windows Explorer. So I'm on a laptop. I'm running the browser on my laptop. I'm connected to a Meridian Cloud server that's sitting in a Microsoft Azure data center on the East Coast of the United States. You can see here I can go in and browse files and folders. This is the default hierarchy for this demo environment, and you can tweak and modify this, but Meridian Cloud allows you to manage, in the way this demo environment is set up, general documentation that's organized by the area and then the specific document type. So you can have area here for general documents. Then under masters, that's where we have our facility related documents organized. So right now in this environment, the hierarchy that's there, and you can tweak this to your own needs, is basically geography, location, discipline, and category. And then I get down to my drawings. But based on your needs, you can tweak this hierarchy. It could be state, city, area, building, whatever hierarchy makes sense for you and your particular organization. And then I can see here the list of files in this folder. I can see basic information about those files. I can see this particular one is under change and assigned to me. And I can see other properties associated with each one of my files. And I can sort on any of those. Then with each particular file that's in Meridian, I can see basic information on it. So this is a facility document. This one's been revved a bunch of times. There are hyperlinks. So you can share these hyperlinks to documents with people directly. And then we've got our property pages that tracks the information on the files. And these are the default out-of-the-box pre-configured property pages for Meridian. So it's all ready. If this fits you, this is all ready to go. But you can go in and tweak what properties you're tracking things by. So your document types and your properties, you can configure that in Meridian Cloud. And Meridian has a really neat feature called field path relation. So you can see I drilled down here, masters, Brazil, electrical, CTD. Those are all also filled in as properties. So with Meridian, if I drag a file into a particular folder, it fills out these properties automatically. Or if I fill out the properties, Meridian automatically puts it in the correct folder. So your properties and your folders are tied together. I can edit these properties. So if I did change the discipline to something else, the file would automatically move to another folder. And then I've got a second details page. And for instance, this title field this is an AutoCAD drawing, as you see. It's actually linked to my drawing title block. So Your CAD title blocks can be linked to Meridian so that Meridian can automatically fill out your title blocks for you, or Meridian can read the title blocks and fill in the properties. So we can see that information. Also, we've got integrated viewing. Now, what Meridian does in an automated manner, as documents are added to the system or routed through workflows, Meridian automatically creates PDF renditions of the files, whether they're CAD files or Office files. And so when I'm go to this DWG file and say view it, it's actually viewing its PDF rendition automatically. That just looks exactly the same as the CAD file. Revisions, yeah, this one had a ton of revisions. So I can go to, here's my revision history of the file, you know, with its audit trail all there. And I can go back to past revisions and view past revisions if I want to. So you've got that revision history there that is accessible. And Meridian manages references. So if you have CAD files with XREFs or hybrid raster vector CAD files, Meridian manages and tracks all of that. And we'll look a little bit further at a little bit later, master and project files and workflows here in a bit. Also with Meridian, you can see any comments. So if people out in the facilities area have made markups or comments, you can see that. That's all tracked there. So with Meridian, you know, we can browse to our files to find them. We can also do searching in Meridian. You can do the find for more advanced searching, or you can do basic searching. Like I'm just going to say, do a search on electrical. And that retrieved 1,200 files. So when I do a quick search like this, I can say search all of my properties, also search the content of my files, or search by specific properties. Then I can also filter my results and say, I only want to see files that have control panel in their title. So then I can use that and filter. So that's one type of searching that you can do. So you can do quick searches, either on all properties and contents, or specific properties. I can go into an advanced find, or if I want to do content searching, now Meridian does remember the last searches you did. So I could type a new search parameter or just grab an old one, and I'm going to search content. So I'm looking for this equipment number. Well, that's not a property, that's actually text within a drawing. So now you can see, to verify that, if I go to this particular drawing, and you can see it finds and highlights that text. So here you can see, I just typed in an equipment number in the system and it went right into the drawings that reference that equipment number, or it could be something in a title block. So the content indexing and searching is a very valuable thing with Meridian. Other ways to search and retrieve files, you can also do saved searches. So you can save a collection of search parameters and then just rerun that search in a single click. Or with Meridian, you can also set up what they call navigation views, which navigation views are like a virtual folder hierarchy that allows you to browse to files in a virtual folder hierarchy. So, or filters. So I can say, here's one that just says, show me all of the files that have active comments, or all of the files that are redlined. So here are all the files that have redline markups on them. And we will see that markup here. So basically any combination of properties or document parameters can be used to create a navigation view. And so you can see here's the markup on this one. Or I can use it to track to-do lists. So all to-do lists, so here's each user and all of the files that they've got out for change or review. Or I can see my to-do list. So here are just the files that I've got out for change or that I'm needing to review. Then I think it is also important to show how, even though this is browser-based, connected to the cloud, how Meridian Cloud will integrate with your desktop applications, whether they be Office or AutoCAD. Now, so if I go to this particular file, let me go ahead and get AutoCAD started. It's giving me a little error message today. Or Meridian would launch AutoCAD for me automatically. Get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, so here you can see this file is already under change. So I haven't really shown much about doing commands in Meridian. But you can see here, you can right click and either on the selected file, or you can select multiple files and perform commands on one or more files using these flyouts, or you can use the ribbon menu up here. So here, if I go to workflow, so I go into workflow and said, start a change on this file. So now this file is already checked out to me. And then if I want to work on it, I can just say open, and it integrates between my desktop application and the SaaS server, brings it right up into the associated application. And if I just erase this circle, I got a little ahead of AutoCAD there, I think. There we go. So now we're saved. I could exit out of here. And then for my check-in, I just say I upload my document to the cloud server for my check-in. And then I can say workflow, release quick change. And that quickly, I've done my checkout, made my change, check in. The Meridian publisher is operating here. So you still see it showing the old document. Like in a minute or two, the publisher will kick in under its scheduler and then update my thumbnail and update the PDF. So the drawing is already updated, and then in a minute under the scheduler, the automated publisher will update. as you can see, now it's the publisher has updated that PDF for me already. So that's kind of just a quick in place, check in, check out change. But like I talked about, you really need something more than that for managing files for projects. And that's where the Meridian Advanced Project Workflow capabilities come in. So if I go down here again to the area I've been working in, the electrical CTD files, and I'm going to go to number 24 here, and I've got this button, master and project copies. So these are my master or released or as-built files. And now I can see this master is actually assigned to a project. So Meridian Cloud will track all of that. So there are special commands here in Meridian. So this got here by selecting this file and then said create project copy. And then I said what project to assign it to. I could do this on one file, or I can do it on multiple. And then down here in this projects area is where your project copies get worked on, get sent out. So here you can see, here's the project copy down here. Here is the master here. And I could do create project copy again if this drawing needed to be assigned to 2 concurrent projects. Meridian Cloud totally supports that. So now if I go to my project copy, and here you can see it's in a more complex project workflow. So now the file is under change. So here's where I would open it in AutoCAD, make my change, and then I would send it through the workflow through its review process, where the specific authorized reviewers would get email notifications that they've got something to review. It would show up on their to-do list in the navigation view, so they can review the file. They could do markups if they find a problem with the red line markup capabilities in Meridian. They can mark it up and then route it back to me to make additional corrections. And then when the one or more project copies of files are complete, the new construction or equipment is in place, then the the commands only become available at appropriate times, which is a big, nice feature of Meridian. So let me see if that's available. Oh, okay. Get back in there. Yeah, it's not liking that file for some reason. Then when you're done, I can right click and say release as new master revision. So the completed approved project copies in the project folder will then link back to and update and bump the revision history on the master. So that's a big thing Meridian does that other systems do not. We go back in here, another feature I wanted to show you was the compare. So if I go to number 18 here, go to revisions, I can pick a couple of revisions, and then go to Document, Rendition, Compare, that's going to take those two file revisions and give me a comparison result on them. So if I fit that to the page, so you can see here in the legend, green are things that have been added between revision 0 and revision 1. Red are things that have been deleted between revision 0 and revision 1, and then black is unchanged. So you can see there are the changes that have been made from revision 0 to revision 1. Oh, one thing I did want to point out in this particular demonstration is we've got people on here from a variety of different industries and applications. So what I'm showing you may not target your industry specifically, because I'm trying to just kind of do things generically. We can always follow up with you for a demonstration and discussion on your particular features and needs. I did want to be sure and remember to mention that. So that's kind of a very brief overview of the Power Client associated with Meridian Cloud. Also wanted to show some of the Meridian Explorer. So I can launch it here in my browser. Want to show a little bit of now some of you may not want or need this capability, or maybe it's something down the road of being able to associate equipment records with drawings or documents. And here in the Explorer, I'll highlight that. So I can just come in here, so you can do this same thing on a mobile device. Type in a tag number, equipment number, asset number, functional location, whatever terminology your system uses. So this is actually an equipment record, and I can see basic information on it. I can also then see here are all of the documents associated with this piece of equipment. So a maintenance planner or maintenance person, either from their desktop, their laptop, or their mobile device, can run that search, see all these documents, and then view them. And so these documents have some markups and comments on them. I can hide those comments by clicking there. And then with the next button, I can just roll through all of the documents and drawings one by one that are associated with this piece of equipment. And also then be able to print. So if I want to operate by printing something out and taking that piece of paper with me when I go to the piece of equipment, you've got the print button right here in Meridian. Nope, we closed Explorer. I didn't need to do that. I can also use Meridian Explorer for searching for documents. I can actually browse. I can browse the same folder hierarchy in Meridian Explorer as I have available in Meridian Power. Meridian Explorer also has this forms-based searching, which is really nice. And it's what they call waterfall type searching. So for instance, I can come in and say, well, I know I'm looking for a file for the production area. Well, that just gave me 5,000 documents. So that's going to be a lot of searching. So I can continue to refine this down. So, well, I know it's for the Exton plant. Hit search. Okay, now I'm down to 4,700. Again, not too much. Well, I know it's in my chemical unit. Now, these drop-down lists are all parent-child. So it's only giving me units that pertain to the production area of the Exton plant. It's not going to give me units that pertain to other plants or areas. So it's all intelligent and filtered. I know it's in the chemicals area. And now I'm down to 258. Well, and I also know, again, my drop-down list is filtered. It's electrical. Okay, so now I've got it down to 12. So then I can quickly this is a demo vault, so they kind of use the same drawing over and over again, but you can see I can click through, get a small preview of each file as I'm going through them, or again, bring it up in the full screen viewer. Now there's a whole lot more features I can show, and I can just go on demonstrating here. We've been about 45 minutes, so hopefully at least this gives an overview and concept of Meridian and Meridian Cloud. If you do have further interest, we can follow up with you one-on-one for a deeper dive and deeper discussions. But probably, hopefully, this has given a good overview of the product. So at this point, I think we can open things up for Q&A. And we've got one question so far. As I'm answering this, other attendees feel free to type in additional questions that we can answer here. So the question is, can the tag number feature link up to an IWMS system? So the records in a system like that, they can be synchronized into Meridian in an automated manner and then updated periodically. Then in Meridian, they can be linked to the associated drawings and documents. So you can go to a drawing or document in Meridian, see the records it's linked to, or search for the record in Meridian and see the drawings and documents that it's linked to. So you can do all of that in Meridian Power, Explorer, or mobile. Also, Meridian does support embedded integration within a maintenance, asset management, or IWMS system, so that from a record in that external system, you can click a button on, say, an equipment record, which will then automatically launch a Meridian Explorer window and show you all of the associated drawings and documents. So yeah, it definitely will do that that type of linking. Question, some of our existing customers on here are using our IntelliWizards module for a variety of different enhancements. That currently only works with the on-premise version of Meridian in the desktop client. We're working on and close to releasing a version of our IntelliWizards add-on for Meridian to work in Power Web with the on-premise version of Meridian. However, IntelliWizards, so that is an answer there. However, IntelliWizards and other customizations like that cannot work with the SaaS version of Meridian Cloud. Kind of one of the big things of going to a SaaS-based system is, to get away from a customized system. So it's like, instant upgrades. So add-ons like IntelliWizard will not work with the SaaS version of Meridian. And Jennifer Sample from Hagerman want to be sure and mention that we are doing a webinar next week using our IntelliWizards module with Power Web with the on-premise version of Meridian. While we're waiting on any additional questions, Ashley, would you want to kind of go through your wrap-up and follow-up info while we wait?
Sure. Thanks, Matt, for the presentation, and thank you all again for attending. If you do think of additional questions, you can simply reply to that confirmation or reminder email you receive from GoToWebinar. We can get those to the right person to get your questions answered. Once again, a short survey will pop up as we close down, and we do ask that you take a few moments to fill that out for us. Also, a reminder that you will receive an email tomorrow, which will contain a link for the recording that you can watch again. And I don't see anything else popping up, Matt, so we'll go ahead and close for the day, but have a great day, everybody.
All right, thank you, everyone.